Hey guys, Brad from simpleguitar.com here, and thanks for coming back to another video. Today, I'm going to show you one of the things that I see with students all the time that keeps their scales or their riffs or their licks or whatever they're playing from sounding smooth and nice and natural. When you listen back to yourself playing, does it sound disjointed and short, not quite finished, and it just doesn't fully sit right? If you can fix this one simple thing in how you're playing things, it's going to smooth everything out, and it's going to make everything that you play sound a whole lot better. Even though it's really simple, it's really basic, and we're going to zoom in a lot on the fretboard so that you can see exactly what I'm doing. Now, to do this, I'm going to be playing a major scale. Okay. The frets that I'm playing, just to break it down for you so that you know exactly what I'm doing so you can follow along if you would like to, is I'm just playing 3 on my 6th string, my 3rd fret 6th string with my 1st finger. And then I'm playing the 5th fret of the 6th string with my 2nd finger. And then I'm playing the 7th fret of the 6th string with my pinky. And then on the 5th string, I'm going to play with my 1st finger on fret 3. Then I'm going to play on fret 5 with my 2nd finger. And then on fret 7 with my pinky. And then on my 4th string, I'm going to play my 4th fret with my 1st finger. And then my 5th fret with my 2nd finger. And then my 7th fret with my pinky again. And I'm just going to stop right there. We're just going to go those 9 notes for now. So it'll be 3, 5, 7. And then on the 5th string, 3, 5, 7. And then on the 4th string, 4, 5, 7. And that's it if you go up and you come back down. Okay. So this is just a basic G major scale, but I'm going to use that as the example today. And then I'm going to show you an even simpler exercise that you can use as well so that you can get this down and you can get everything that you play to sound smoother and nicer and more fluid and connected. So to do that, I'm going to move the camera. We're going to zoom in and we're going to look at exactly what we're doing, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so here we are zoomed in so that you can see a little bit easier what we're going to be talking about here. So first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what most people do when they're playing any 2 notes. And to make this really simple, I'm just going to use my 3rd fret on the 6th string and my 4th fret on the 6th string, okay? So here's the basic process that most people will do when they play 2 notes. One, they will put their finger down on the fret that they're going to play. So I'm going to put my 1st finger down on the 3rd fret on my 6th string, and then they'll pick that string with their pick or their finger, whatever they're using, okay? Then, before they play the next note, they will release this finger that is down from that note. So this one will come off the string. Then for the second note, I'm going to place my 2nd finger down on the 4th fret like this, and then pick that one. Okay, so right there, we've got like 5 different events happening. This finger goes down, and then we pick, and then it comes off, and then the next finger goes down, and we pick. So this finger coming down is event number 1. Then picking it is event number 2. Then the finger coming off the string is event number 3. The next finger going down on the string is event number 4. And then finally picking the 2nd note is event number 5. Okay, so picking 2 notes for most people turns into 5 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and if we break it down that far, that's what it looks like. Okay, but it shouldn't be 5 separate events. These events should be happening pretty much at the same time. So what is going to help everything that you do sound smoother is reducing the number of events happening or making these events happen simultaneously. So here's what that would look like. When you put your finger down to play the first note is the exact same time that you should pick the string. Okay? And then instead of releasing this note and then putting this finger down, this is where most people get hung up. This is problem number 1 for most people, is they take this finger off before they put this finger down. And what we want to have happen is we've picked this note at the same time that the finger goes down. And then at the same time that we lift this finger up, this finger goes down. So this is one single event, or 2 things happening at the same time, really. So finger goes down and we pick it. And then with your 2nd finger it goes down at the exact same time that your other finger comes up, and the time that this hits the string is also the same time that you pick that string. Okay, so what we're doing is by doing things simultaneously, we're reducing the amount of time that it takes to make it sound good and to be able to play it. And by doing that, everything will go smoother. So let's look at this scale that I did. Okay, so if I play these 9 notes, I'm playing 3, 5, 7, 3, 5, 7, 4, 5, 7. Okay, what most people do when they start out playing this is they'll play 3, and then 5, and then 7, and then 3, and then 5, and then 7, and then 4, and then 5, and then 7, and see how it's individual. Every single note is individually pressed down and then released before the next note. What we want to do is we want to smooth that out by when we play the second note, the previous note gets released at the exact same time. So it's 2 things happening at once. So that'll look like this. Lot smoother sounding. And this applies to riffs and licks and scales and everything that you play. For example, I could play right? That's Day Tripper by the Beatles, cool little riff. But if I play it like that, it sounds nice and smooth. But the way that a lot of beginners will play that will sound more like this. And here it is smoothed out. So I'm playing the next note as I release the note that I just played. Sounds totally different. Same thing with playing scales, obviously. But here is a very, very, very simple exercise that you can use right now to start to practice this. And with doing this, you have to go really, really slow, because if you've been playing for a little while and you're not used to doing this, this is going to be a new thing for your brain to process and a new skill to develop. And so it's going to take a little bit of work. So doing it slow is going to make it easier for you to get this down. So here's what you do. We're just going to do 1 fret at a time. So 1 finger per fret. I'm going to start on my 6th string. So I'm going to put my first finger on the 3rd fret. My second finger is going to play the 4th fret. My third finger is on the 5th fret. My 4th finger is going to play the 6th fret right here. And so when I do that, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to practice slowly going from my 3rd fret, and then make sure that I put my second finger down at the exact same time that I release the note on my 3rd fret. And then when I put my 3rd finger down, I make sure that I release my 2nd finger. When I put my pinky down, I make sure that I release my 3rd finger. And then you can go backwards, and you make sure that what you're doing is releasing the note that you just played as you play the next note. And everything will sound a lot smoother and a lot more connected and a lot more natural if you do it this way, rather than playing this note and releasing it, and playing this note and releasing it, and playing this note and releasing it, and playing this note and releasing it. Make sure that when you release that note, okay, so this is just to start to drill that ability for you to hear that and to listen to that and be able to play things more smoothly. And you can do that on your 5th string, 4th string, 3rd, 2nd, and your 1st string. Okay, it doesn't matter what string you do it on, but the idea is that you focus on the transition from note to note and making it smooth by releasing the note that you just played at the exact same time that you play your next note. Okay, that's the thing, is a lot of people will think of this exercise just to get used to moving their fingers. But what I want you to focus on is, instead of just moving your fingers, focus on the transition between your notes and making sure that you're releasing the note at the exact same time that you play the next note. And if you do that, it's going to make everything else that you do smoother. Then you take this and you apply it to your scales, to your arpeggios, to your licks, to your riffs, to solos, to songs that you play, to everything that you do. And you want to make sure that what you're doing is playing smooth and connected, and it will sound a lot better. So like I said, make sure that you practice this, practice it slowly, because what this is going to require is, this is going to require your brain to create new connections. And the slower you go, the easier it is for your brain to do that. Then you repeat it and it's going to be even better for you. Now, something that is contrary to popular belief, this is not about muscle memory. Your muscles don't have memory, but it is more about your brain muscle connection. It has everything to do with your brain. So make sure that you are working that and playing it slow to build the connection between your brain and your fingers to be able to get this down. And if you're having questions about, am I doing this right? Get out your phone and use the video camera on your phone to film yourself and watch your fingers. Especially if you do slow-mo, that's a good idea. You could slow-mo your hand as you play and make sure that you're playing this note and releasing it as you play the next note. And just go through slowly and make sure that you're doing two things at once, that you're releasing a note as you play the next note. Okay, guys, so that is it for today. Make sure that you focus on, when you release the note that you're playing, that you are playing your next note at the exact same time, and practice doing that slowly at first to help your brain build the connections that you need to be able to do that at full speed. If you do this, this is going to make your scale sound better. It's going to make licks you play sound better. It's going to make riffs that you play sound better. And it's just going to help everything sound smoother and more connected rather than short and disjointed. Sometimes you're going to be playing music that is supposed to sound short and disjointed, and staccato is the musical term that we use for that. But you want to do that on purpose, not just by default. So focusing on connecting your notes and playing smooth and doing it slowly is going to help you sound a lot better. So have fun with that. Go practice slowly. Go do that. And also at my website, simpleguitar.com, if you haven't already, you can go there and get the free guide, The Top 10 Things to Learn on Guitar First. And that is at simpleguitar.com/top 10. You can go and get that guide and use the 10 things in there that I teach beginners all the time to get more bang for their buck out of their playing, so that they can be more musical and more creative right off the bat when they're starting out playing guitar, and have fun with it. You'll start impressing your friends and your family with your playing right away with that. There is good stuff in there. So go get that guide. Have fun connecting your stuff and making it sound smoother, smoothing out your playing. And thanks for liking, subscribing. And if this was helpful for you, do leave a comment down below, and I'll catch you in the next video.